Hey, it's Clay Trading. This will be a video chart on ticker symbol BTCS. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to do this time frame. I think that's a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I've done this analysis on a pretty routine basis. Did it a couple days ago, but that's where these green and red lines are coming from. And today is somewhat of a tricky chart because there's perspective that goes into it. So I should, qualify a couple different things. What do I mean by tricky? Well, if you're a day trader and you bought right there and you wanted to sell within, 60 seconds after buying, then yeah, for you the chart looks pretty rough. Now, if you care about the big picture of things, then yeah, I get it. There was a pretty disappointing pullback today. Today being the key word. 1 day. When you take a step back, look at multiple days, the uptrend that the bulls have been working on is still in place, and that's what you want to see from a broad picture perspective. And I'm going to be talking about things from the big picture perspective. So if I sound crazy calling something bullish, my guess would be you just had a different strategy and perspective going into the trade. And from a grand scheme of things point of view, it's all about building higher lows. As long as there's higher lows being built, that is by definition what an uptrend is. And that is where now 15.5 cents comes into play, which is that green line that I've talked about before comes into play. And you can see that today the price did a great job of staying up above it. And we actually have a great example here of why I think, why I laugh at when all charts don't work. Well, what a coincidence. Literally, this thing was falling and falling and falling and falling and falling. And oh, look, what a coincidence right where it decided to bounce. And I promise you, I've not moved that green line. If you don't believe me, I'm not offended. You just can go back in the video archives and watch the past videos I've done. But the point here being 15.5 cents from a technical perspective is a level that you want to see act as support, and that's exactly what happened right there. So a nice little miniature sign of strength right there in and of itself. You want to see it continue to hold like it's been doing a great job of, and as long as that's the case, to illustrate this, so if the price, let's just say the price actually comes down here a couple more times and does something like this, and then eventually starts to work its way back upwards, in that event, what would you still have? Well, you'd have a big old base of lows here. We'll picture that as a stair step, the previous stair step down there. And now you have stair steps building themselves in the upwards direction, and that is the name of the game. 18 cents was temporarily broken today, but given that the price closed below it, 18 cents being denoted by that red line is still public enemy number one in terms of levels of resistance. So overall, the trend continues. It'll be interesting to see how this one closes out the week tomorrow. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.